I was told by the system, having been through the NHS and a couple of charities, that was it, that I would be suffering this for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't accept that.
The real temper swings started happening. The nightmares really began to be apparent. Interesting occasions when I'd wake up and he'd be attacking me. He'd be fast asleep, but he'd be having a nightmare and I would be there.
We've got together to take a whole load of guys down to France and eradicate the symptoms of eradicate the symptoms of PTSD.
But great time, big recession. I know. Let's give up a job. Let's live off one salary and start a charity. So it's been an exciting couple of months, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. I made a makeshift mortuary. I put him up against an air conditioning unit in a bag, and then I encased him in mattresses just so he wouldn't be stinking the place out. And that's what I had to do. That's just one night out of 18 years. I feel like throwing them in the bin because they mean nothing to me. Just bits of metal.
But when he comes home and you see your son like that, sort of coming in the door and literally hitting both sides of the wall, and it's, it can hardly stand up. But, I just want him back as a son more than anything else. As I say, I've lost one, I don't want to lose another.
I was medically discharged from the Marines a year ago, and I've been through a sort of dark night of this whole process where things kind of spiraled very negatively for me since I left, and I guess the help I required at the time wasn't really kind of forthcoming through the various NHS systems. Time out on the ground in Helmand, you're expecting to get shot at or blown up, but you're kind of trained to sort of cope with that. I had a close friend, relatively close friend, who was killed out there, and that had an unhealthy effect on me.
I fallen out with my father on Monday. And the best way that I deal with my emotions, if I'm depressed or anything, is just go and have a drink. So I went and had a drink. My dad come home and, he's grabbed me and I've smacked him. I hit him that hard, he fell down the stairs, The old bill was called and I was arrested and spent 18 hours in custody, and then I was released. They gave me half hour to pack a bag. I've got no family. I didn't, like I said to you, I didn't wake up one morning and say, I really would like this. Look at me now, I'm living in a tent. I don't need £1 million. I just want to be happy and to get rid of the stuff that's up here. That's all it is.
We're basically packing up, ready to go across to France. We're going to run the guys through a therapeutic treatment process, and we've developed it ourselves. We've got 5 guys here that we're taking over, shed their symptoms of PTSD. We've got hundreds of guys that are seeking help. They've tried everything else and they're coming to us.
Going so fast that we can't slow down. Moments have passed, they're forever gone.
Certainly knowing what the guys are going to be going through and where they're going to be in a couple of days' time in a much better place is actually quite emotional for me.
Hey lads, when you're ready, we're going to crack on. Hey guys, welcome. It's been quite a long haul already, hasn't it? I mean, the thing is, what I'd like to establish is maybe an idea of where we're going, because I'll bet there's some people in the room thinking, what the hell's going to happen next? Is that a fair statement? Yeah? Now this is your opportunity just to chat, because guess what? we're all in this together. We're all at different stages of something or other, but we're all in this together. So this is your opportunity just to chat. And if you don't chat, then, you know. So where do you think it's going?
Find out what's wrong, I suppose.
Okay, so we're never going to use the word wrong. We're going to stop using that word, because that's a word that has sort of all sorts of connotations. Because we're all experiencing something, right or wrong. I don't know what right or wrong is. Is that okay, Bob? Yeah?
Deal with fears.
Dealing with fears. Yeah, we're certainly going to do that. I don't know if you know this, but fears are not really based on solid foundations. I don't know if you know this. They're imagined. You can get rid of fears in 10 minutes or under. And I know that sounds crazy, and I know it sounds a bit unbelievable, but that's what you'll experience. Yeah? What do you think will happen when you change you?
I'd like to go back to a place where people can see me for who I really am.
Do you know who you are?
Not for what I was.
Do you know who you are?
Not really.
So how can other people know who you are if you don't know who you are?
And basically now we've got to a stage where we've taken the nuts and bolts out of neurolinguistics and hypnosis and created something that actually works with PTSD.
And what I'm really excited about with Neil, he has the capacity to go inside, which is one of the basic premises of changing, and he wants a lot of things out of life, and there's only a couple of things, real big sort of emotions that are holding him back. I'm really excited because I think that once he's chucked those emotions out, we're going to get rapid change quickly. The main emotion that pops up is sadness. I think that he has a specific set of values. People die for the values, and because some of those values weren't being met by the people that he worked with, that created quite a lot of internal conflict. I think he's going to go on to realise that in fact leaving the forces was probably the healthiest thing he could have done for himself.
We had to choose a place to build what's called a mandala.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick things that you think mean something. The corrugated iron represents where I am home-wise at the moment, because I just thought at the moment I am homeless. The battered twigs represent health, you know. They're a bit battered, like my body at the moment, but the acorn is career development. Acorns grow. The football, the burst football, represents my current relationship, i.e. deflated, as well as my financial position. The pile of split up rocks is family life.
This afternoon when I was with Mick, he took me back to some of my experiences I had in Afghanistan, and I looked at various scenes where I'd had a lot of negative emotions with those events, and he brought me to a place where I could heal them. I could let go of the blame, let go of the guilt, and forgive and heal. Pretty powerful stuff. Pinpointed exact points, you know, of times during that operational tour, and points where I had a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and it all just went. It's fantastic. I mean, I'd been carrying that baggage since I'd got back from, since that moment in my experience in Afghanistan back in 2006. So that was, 3 years ago. Yeah. I mean, some people carry this sort of baggage, this sort of shit for years, you know, for decades. And with mixed techniques, bang, gone in minutes. Whack. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Well, today we did a little bit of change work. The change work was tough for some of the guys today because it made them truly own where they're at. Well, Mo was a chirpy kind of character anyway, and to come out in the run again this morning, Mo was sort of enthused to even be running, considering where he's come from, and he gets involved readily. The thing is with Mo is he's got an unstoppable character, on lots of levels. So I think what this has done, certainly today, is it's got him to see his position from maybe his dad's perspective. And that was really, really tough for Mo today.
And I'm sorry.
And what I've experienced here so far is just blown me out of the water, so to speak. And I'm just amazed at the potential of what I've experienced here. It's just amazing, and I know so many other people will benefit from this.
When someone says to you, you know, come away, you get cured within a week, it's quite difficult to believe when you've been suffering for so long. If it wasn't for Rob getting in touch with me again, I don't know where I'd be. That's the way it works, and Rob got in touch straight away. I owe my life to Rob.
Bringing the guys out here makes me feel very humbled to see the fact that they're coming through the system and seeing them develop. That's an incredible thing to see. To see somebody who a week ago was in shit order, and now they're actually, well, they're functioning better than most of the people that you come across in the street, which is fantastic.